Hello friends, my name is Olga. I'm Ukrainian refugee and mature medical student, and in this video I want to tell you about the information we received from our mass media from that are in touch with the government. Do exist the Ukrainian propaganda, and do government in Ukraine try to form some kind of specific opinion inside of society, and like to manage this society, to lead this society in some direction. I believe that all governments in some way doing this, but let's talk about exactly Ukrainian mass media. On February, I remember almost 1 year ago, on February 2022, know any serious information in mass media about possibility of war. There were talks among people, there were talks also in mass media, on some channels, on some TV programs, but they were like, in the light of jokes, in the light of something that not serious, that might not happen. And that's why society was also so relaxed and not understood that the danger is so big. And I remember that, for example, we attended our university first week. It was so exciting because we sat 1.5 years because of COVID, because of this lockdowns. And one of the first lessons we attended in person was English lesson, and teacher told that a lot of foreign students took their documents from our university because they afraid of war in our country. And we were so like, what, why they believe they are so cowards, these students, why they did it. And also I remember that I did some video, some junk video, that I just don't want war in Ukraine. So spontaneous, and this video received so many views. And I was very surprised why foreigners, they so afraid of war, because now I understand that all over the world the information was not like inside in Ukraine. Inside in Ukraine, people who were advisors of the higher, powers, who were in touch with them, and who, I think, they knew the real situation. They on television, when the narrators asked them about possibility of war, because a lot of people talked about this, they told that don't worry, will be no war, it's just a talks, don't worry. And no one told us about that will be the war. And when the war began, for a few months after, a lot of, not a lot, but yeah, maybe essential part of society started to ask why Zelensky, why commanders, why they didn't told the truth to society, because people could be prepared, could be, could understand that the real situation, that warnings were abroad to Ukrainians came from abroad, they were real. And these all signs from foreigners, like those who took the documents, those views I received about from the on the video about war, these all tiny signs, they showed that inside of Ukraine the information was different. And yeah, that's what we had. And I remember that when the war began, people were shocked, were stressed, and were unprepared. It was kind of mix of shock and once again jokes, because people didn't understood, and me personally, and people who were around, that what is the war is, what will gonna happen, because we heard that Russian army crossed the border somewhere not near us, And when I heard that one of my group mates told that she has the military relatives that connected with this feud, and they said that the Russians are attacking for all line of Ukrainian-Russian border. I were like, what? What? Really? And people half joking, half scaring. No one knew what to do. People were like, we will stop Russians by naked hands. People, grandmothers will beat the Russian tanks by their bags. Don't worry, we will win. It was like the vibe, the atmosphere of inside of Ukrainian society for the first week. And also people thought that it will end maybe for a week or two, and will be nothing very dangerous, very essential. No one believed in big real war inside of Ukraine. In the same time, when the outside of Ukraine, people knew the real situation. Yeah, and that's what on the beginning of the war. And after maybe a few months after this, of course, people, they asked why the president, why the government didn't tell us the truth, didn't prepare society. Because if they would tell Ukrainians that the danger is real, that you shouldn't be joking, that if the invasion will happen, you you have to do like this, this, and this. This is your sequence of actions. Why we was not informed about this? And I don't remember exactly if Zelensky answered, but I remember the discussion of his answer or from his office, that he can't told about this to society, because he was not sure if the invasion will happen, because this decision, yes, Russian army were concentrated near Ukrainian border, but the decision, the final decision to attack Ukraine, Putin makes this decision in 1 minute immediately, and for some very short time the Russian army will attack. After we understood that Ukrainian army resisted in April, we got used somehow to war. People understood that the war will be not that short, that it's not funny, that it's real war. And personally me, I understood that I was wrong, that I had to prepare better. And actually I didn't prepare well because I didn't know what to do. Anyway, starting from the April, people, at least people who I know, they understood how to live on, exist on in these conditions we have. After that, in Ukrainian mass media, the information that Ukrainians got, we also started to receive not real information. It's information that I think that it's for that to shape, to form the opinion in Ukrainian society that it's not that dangerous. Russians are not scary. Russians are actually the army of homeless people. They looking poor. Our government want to form the opinion that we will win, and Russia is not that scary, and Russia not that mighty. Russia will lose very soon. And I think that I understood why they doing this, to make people be more confident, to make people not be scared, to make people be a little bit relaxed. But in from the one point of view. It's I think it's right position, because people should understood that they will win. But from the other hand, if you saying to people that I don't care, we will win, don't worry, Russians are so weak, from this point of view, people, they some of people who are not that, attentively analyze the situation, they could be too relaxed. Personally, me, what I just can, now remember from my memory, that maybe few months ago, some sources in internet of mass media, they told us, for example, Russians receive from Iran 100 of drones. 300 of drones. 300 of drones. Okay, and then these drones, for some time later, they appeared in Ukraine. They caused a lot of different bad things. Yeah, and then drones, like, they flying and one day and next, and it's understandable that it's not 300 at all, because the number is bigger. And for this few weeks, we me personally, I hear that information that it was not 300 but 3,000 of drones. So Russia received 3,000 of drones, not 300. So it was like informational, a little bit not truthful, not truthful information, a little. Then, for example, I remember that it's even now we receiving this information that Russia will soon run out of missiles. Yes, they have a lot of still a lot of missiles, but they some of them are closer to the some limit. They cannot waste all missiles they have, because it's they will stay without missiles. It's impossible for any country. And they will have soon no missiles. They will have soon no missiles. And but can they produce the missiles, because they have a production? Yeah, they can produce the 2 Iskanders for a month. And this information was quite in a lot of I heard a lot of such a kind of information, that Russian can not produce much missiles, only 2 for a month. And I thought, 2 for a month, if 2 for a month, it's not a lot, we can be relaxed. But now it's also, I don't know, maybe 2 months has passed after this, I told you about the 2 missiles. Now experts said that they can produce 2 missiles Iskander type, but they can produce other missiles, 20 missiles of such type, 30 missiles of such type. And I wouldn't say that they cannot produce missile. They can produce, maybe in general, that type of missile Iskander only 2 for a month, but others, in general, with others, it will be maybe 15 missiles for a month. 15, but 15 it's a lot. And if they will add some old missiles together, it will be essential missile attack. So they could at least once for a month to do it, or even more, twice for a month, and they doing this. So it's also like half true, not that real true. For example, also I remember that when only the war started, that some experts at the beginning, closer maybe at the beginning of the summer, expert told in internet to Ukrainians that but the ballistic missiles is that type of missiles that could be quite easily destroyed on the way to the target. But the cruise missile, it's a problem, because they are flying very low and close to the earth. They can turn in the air, they can fly higher, they can turn left, they can turn right. And now our experts said that we do not have any means against ballistic missiles because they, like a small space missiles, they going up to the outer levels of atmosphere, and then they fell straight to the object. And we do not have any means against these ballistic missiles. So it's for 5 months the information about these missiles completely changed. And people started to ask, wait a minute, you told us that ballistic missiles not a problem to destroy them, but cruise missiles was a problem, but now you're telling different? And experts say, actually, yes, ballistic missiles is very easy to destroy if you have means, but we do not have means to destroy it. If we will receive the Patriot systems from United States, then yes, because exactly this type of military system, air defense system, they against these ballistic missiles. Because they can detect them on in the time when they had been launched, so they need like more distant means of detection. Because the ballistic missile could be destroyed when it's going up and it's somewhere very far from us, when it just launched and it's going up to the atmosphere. But once it reaches and it falls on the object, it flies so fast that you cannot stop it already. So it was like this. So information about missiles also changed, and this manipulation was that the ballistic missiles was just very easy to destroy. That's why they're not that dangerous, but they didn't tell us before that they do not have means for this. But I think now, because they did a lot of such informational mistake, now our government learned that they shouldn't make people be over relaxed, because it leads to tragedy. Thanks God, we for all these years we had and have the independent journalists, independent people who are attending the front line, who talks a lot with the soldiers, who sees the real situation by their own eyes, and they telling this openly through their channels, through their videos. And these people, they said that the war could be long, the war is very difficult, and what you're receiving, what kind of information you're receiving, that our soldiers are so mighty and Russians are so just ridiculous, homeless kind of soldiers, that they do not have any skills because they mobilized and they were civilian. This journalist said that it's not true. Yeah, partially it's true, but from Ukrainian side also mobilized some people, and they also not well prepared, some of them. So you shouldn't believe all that our government said. And I think that not our government, but some I don't know, some TV personalities who represents the position of some kind of powers of government. You shouldn't believe all, and you should double check information. You should think, analyze, and understand that the war, it's not a jokes at all. So that is my video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was useful for you. See you in the next time. Bye.